So I really wanted to talk about essential oils today because not many people understand the power behind flowers.
No.
And just knowing what's going on underneath the surface and why flowers are so powerful actually helps us to use the oil in a more beneficial way so we can actually embrace the true power of a flower and of nature. So today we're going to go over some basic uses for essential oils so that you could have a little first aid kit, right? Of exactly, oh, something's off. Let me go ahead and look for an oil and go ahead and embrace that oil and use it. You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm.
Good.
Mm.
And you guys seem to know a lot about it already. So I hope to just add a little bit more information and enlighten you guys a little bit more.
Oh well, there's always lots more that we can learn, isn't there? And
Yes.
you remember the things we're not doing, because I used to use tea tree oil a lot, and now I use colloidal silver. But yeah. So yes, I'm looking forward to learning more tonight, please.
Yes. So we're going to just talk about talk a little bit about essential oils, a little bit about the science of it, how it exactly works in the body, and how it works in a spiritual sense, and then go through some examples and a little bit of safety tips. Okay.
Great.
So what is an essential oil? They are compounds extracted from plants. And here is a picture of a rose, and here is rose oxide, one of the chemical compounds of rose. So this chemical compound is actually picked up by the nose, and then we smell what a rose is. So the essence of a flower is the intrinsic quality of something that determines its character. So every plant, every herb, everything sprouting from the earth has a specific, unique characteristic of it. So we could close our eyes and we could smell a rose from a lavender, from a basil, and that is its essence. It's its unique signature. And the mechanism behind every single plant is that it expresses itself in a certain way so that it can protect itself in nature. So each plant is expressing itself in a unique way out of survival. This is my gift to Earth. This is my gift to Earth. So everybody has a role, right? Each plant. So the essential oils are naturally aromatic, smelling aromatic. And these are right here. If you can see well, you can't see my pointer.
No.
Oh,
maybe. Yes.
Oh, now I can. I had to click. Yes. Okay.
I see.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is an aromatic ring, and the ring of each compound allows us to be able to inhale it and smell it. So that's why they call it an aromatic compound. So we can also absorb this through the skin and as well through the nose, through the senses. You can also orally ingest essential oils, but it's the same premises that we are smelling. Because when you taste something, you're also smelling it in order to taste it. It's the same nervous system. So why do we even talk about flowers? What's the point? We talked about being able to smell them, and they all have their own unique signature. They're all different. But the premise behind flowers is that inside of a flower, there is this innate growth of the earth imprinted inside of it. So there is an intrinsic quality of healing. A flower just grows on its own. And we use that flower and the example of the flower growing as an example of our own healing and our own slow growth and slow healing. It allows us for healing to become more natural when we work with natural products. And this is very much my inspiration, is that we are now in a very fast-paced society. We are in a fast-paced society where healing is not as authentic. We're constantly bombarded with, here's the next quick fix. This is how I'm going to get you, this is how I'm going to get you better in 2 seconds. This is how we're going to speed up the process. We're going to deliver groceries to your door. You don't even have to blink an eye. Everything's going to be automatic. We're going to make things go faster. So we're at this pace of, we're going to promise more. We're going to promise quick fixes. And it's all because it sounds appealing. We all want things right now and results now, money now. But for healing, it doesn't work that way whatsoever. Healing springs up naturally, like a flower does spring up naturally when given the right environment. So the flower is an example of healing at an authentic pace. It's growing naturally with the seasons. And that's its essence, and that's its signature, and that's its authenticity. And here, I wanted to show you that this natural spiral of growth, of healing. So growth and healing is the same thing. So your body's always growing, your hair's always growing, the nails are always growing. Your body is always increasing in vitality unless something is blocking it. So your body will do the same thing. You're growing just like a rose in a nice natural curve, a nice natural spiral. And here's a picture of the spirals here. And you can notice with every plant, this spiral. And this just shows the spiral even better, this plant. I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry.
It's amazing.
It is, yeah.
It's like sacred geometry.
Yes.
Never ever realize it.
So every flower has a season that it grows. Every flower has a natural instinct to grow in a certain way, its own way of growing. We just have to sit and observe the flower and see the way it grows. For example, balsamic fir grows in the winter, and that's good for immunity. So nature has gifted us at the right time. Hey, it's a miracle. It's basically a miracle. It's a natural miracle that's happening in the earth for us to walk with and to use.
What did you call it, Rebecca?
Balsamic fir.
Okay.
So that's the Christmas tree.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it before. As balsamic fir.
Or balsam fir. Balsam fir. Not the balsamic, sorry. Balsam fir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So plants come as experienced and trained agents for health and healing. They know what's going on. They have the natural imprints of the earth inside, and they have their own unique expression in each plant, each flower. And I just loved when I found the website that says that they're trained agents. They have their own unique signature and soul to help us heal and to grow with them, just like them. And also when we smell and oil, it brings us down. It brings us into the present moment, which is very powerful because everything outside of us is asking us to move forward. It's asking us to heal at an inauthentic pace, to grow at an inauthentic pace, to be inauthentic. And that's what smelling a flower or smelling anything, even if it's just for 1 second, it brings us back to the moment. And it helps us align with ourselves and our own true nature. And so the science and the spirituality are integrated. They are mixed together. You can't tear them apart. When you see a flower, it's a gift from the unconscious, the spiritual world. It's something beyond us that grew out of nowhere and made something beautiful. You can't deny that it's not spiritual in a sense. But there's also science in it, in the growth of a plant. And same with our physical body. It's something you can't deny that there is a spiritual, we're not sure what exactly it is, and then there's a science to us. And my own healing theory on how healing, aka how growth happens in the body, is that we can transcend the unconscious, the emotional body, and the physical body and integrate them together with the use of essential oils, with the body chemistry, with these compounds that are inside flowers. So examples of chemistry. So an example of this would be the physical body. Let's say the stomach, the emotional body, the anxiety. And the chemistry in between would be the food you eat, the bacteria in your stomach, the acid in your stomach actually pushing through the food. So this is the physical body. And anxiety tends to hold in the stomach. So we have the physical body, the stomach, the emotional body, the anxiety, and then the chemistry going on in between, which connects the anxiety to the physical stomach. Now, another example of the chemistry that can help fix anxiety is Valerian oil, valerian root, and also lemon myrtle helps with anxiety, which is listed. Lemon myrtle.
Myrtle, okay.
Yeah. Which, if you broke down the compounds, you would see that they work exactly with the stomach, exactly with the nervous system, and at that one point in the body. And this essential oils are the bridge between the spiritual and the physical body. And this is how we can truly stay healthy and balanced. Now, I'm not poo-pooing medication or quick fixes because we live in a fast-paced society and it's not always easy for us to slow down, but we can learn to slow down and learn to catch these imbalances quicker by using the flower to become more in the present moment and to understand where we are imbalanced. And that's another powerful aspect of the flower, is that it's bringing us to the present moment to check in with how we're feeling and to check in, okay, my shoulders are tight. If your shoulders are tight, maybe you're putting too much stress on your chest and maybe now you're congested and you could get sick easier. You know, it just, everything adds on and adds on. This is my healing theory, the balancing out the emotional body, balancing out the physical body, and balancing out the chemistry. And when we break it down to a very basic level, we're talking about essential oils as the chemistry in the body. All right, now here's some science of the essential oils. You guys can see this. So when we are breathing the aromatic compounds, here is a picture of the nerves. And they are very beautiful. See the rings, the aromatic compounds I was talking about?
Oh, yeah.
They actually get picked up by these little hair cells inside the nose, and it sends a signal to the brain through this nerve. So these are beautiful nerves that come down. It sends a signal to a brain to produce hormones throughout your entire body. So you can see how this is the bridge between the spiritual, between nature and the physical body, is the chemistry. And the endocrine system, the hormones go into the bloodstream. And now that we're in the bloodstream, we go to organs. And now our organs are working better. Does everyone understand that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And it's all
It is
new.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a new. It's opening up a whole new dimension that I had not thought about before, Rebecca. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yes.
Mm.
I love that.
Mm.
And here are a list of all of the endocrine glands in the body which are affected by the essential oils: the hypothalamus, the pituitary, the thymus, the adrenal, the pancreas, the ovaries, and the testes. It's so wonderful that you guys are already using essential oils, because you can, people don't understand how powerful they really are, and how you can catch things before they become a big problem later on. And here is a picture of a cell. And this is just showing that, this is from doTERRA, but this is just showing that the essential oil goes into the cell and can kill viruses and bacteria. It actually goes into your cells. It becomes a part of your body. We take nature and it becomes us. So we can heal with the pace of nature naturally. So how fast do oils work? This is where we get into diffusing it or putting it on our skin or ingesting it. There is a lot of power in smelling essential oils. Some people think that they have to drink it, whatnot, but I really just suggest diffusing it or getting a candle that has the oil in it, a soy candle, which is the best type of candle. If you buy like a candle from the dollar store, there's going to be a lot of preservatives and other stuff in it, so it's not really worth it.
So what
you have
kind
to watch
of
out.
candle?
A soy candle is the best.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You have to watch out for dollar store.
I know. Yeah.
Candles. Yeah,
Petrol.
Unfortunately.
Paraffin.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it takes 22 seconds for the molecules to reach the brain. So when you smell it, right there, it's already sending hormones out, and it's amazing. On the skin, it could take about 2 minutes to get into the bloodstream. And in 20 minutes, it will affect every cell in your body. The nervous system is it's the highway of everything. And if you're smelling it, it's immediately going everywhere. I have a beautiful story, where I had a friend that was suffering with COVID. She's a nurse, and, she was struggling with whether she should go into the hospital because of the breathing problems with COVID. You sit on that line in between. Do I go in? Is it really that bad? Should I really go in? I don't know. Maybe I'm going to get better. And she messaged me And I was like, okay, let me test you, release some things. And I messaged her. I was like, take myrrh.
No.
And yes. And she just smelled it once, and all of a sudden everything opened up in her lungs, and it was
Oh,
amazing. Yes.
I
Myrrh
had
reduces inflammation.
yeah, I had some, but I don't have it anymore.
Wow, amazing.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question now?
Yes.
When you buy these little bottles of essential oil, they presumably don't last forever. I mean, they do in terms of just being a nice smell, but how long do their therapeutic properties last? Because I have heard.
I would say as long as that you could smell it properly. And if you still smell
Really?
it, then it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I think
Because
if
that's
it's
the whole point.
yeah, I think if it's a therapeutic grade of the oil, I think it's as Rebecca said.
Mm. But how do you know
Yeah.
that you've got a therapeutic grade?
It should be written, I think,
Yeah.
or maybe some certification it used to have for. I think it should be written there.
Or is being organic enough?
It depends. Organic is great. Organic is great. It's the same. People ask me about the quality all the time. It's the same thing with food. If you're going to buy organic food, that's what's going to become your body is the organic food. If you're going to buy not organic food, that's what's going to become your body. And there is going to be some preservatives in it. So it's really up to you. But the main thing is if you're going to take a bath with an oil, I would, and it's going to be on your skin, I would always test it out beforehand, just a little patch, because you never know. And I made that mistake once. And then I was itchy everywhere all night. You never know when your body is going to react the wrong way to something. And it could just be that you're allergic to that flower. It might not even have to do anything with the brand. So smelling it, there's nothing wrong with smelling it. If it's a bad smell to you, then it's not the right oil for you.
Yeah.
Either.
Well, many of them, different brands smell very different. Actually, that's another thing, isn't it? You know,
it could have other mixtures in there too, like other.
It can be also the level of quality.
Yeah. Well, even
Yes, some will dilute it with water and alcohol and.
I don't think. I think it's perhaps more that the specific variety of the plant that they come from as well. There must be, like lavender, there are different varieties, and oil comes from more than one variety. So yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they're really big in lavender around here, and I'm actually looking to go visit some of the farms because there's so many different types of lavender for so many different causes. I think there's like a whole textbook on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I grow lavender here, but just in my garden, and lots of it. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
But not. I can't extract oil from it. But somebody does in Sussex, so yeah.
I think you could just by putting it in alcohol and letting it sit.
Really? That's oh well, too late now.
There might be a little bit more to that, but
yeah, I think there probably is. But yeah.
But my go-to for essential oils is always diffusing it.
Is it?
And
right.
Instead of and this is just how a diffuser works right here. Basically, it's just incorporating it into the water and letting it go into the air molecules in the air so that you can naturally breathe it in the room. Another one that I do is in the shower. I'll just have a little droplet of something in the shower so that it refreshes the entire shower and I can breathe it into my skin, into my pores, things like that, because the steam will open up your pores. The last thing I do is a bath because it's so invasive and it gets into your bloodstream way quicker. You never want to overdo essential oils. They can be toxic in high amounts,
Yes.
just like any other thing in life. Too much is no good.
Actually, I've got some Tisserand bath salts that have eucalyptus in them. And these are supposed to be great for soaking muscles and things. They're lovely. But yeah,
Wellness.
I don't use a
Yes.
lot.
Yes.
Mm.
So now we're going to go into the everyday uses of some oils.
Mm.
Okay. So for inflammation in general, we have turmeric and frankincense, and I would also add myrrh, frankincense and myrrh from the Bible, and also turmeric. So turmeric is also an essential oil that you can diffuse as well for general inflammation and pain. There is a lot of creams, topical creams that you can put on your skin with this as well, and you can make your own as well by using coconut oil and mixing it in. Very simple.
Mm.
For ADD and ADHD, Vetiver and cedarwood is what we tend to use for that. Vetiver also takes away nightmares at night. So it's heavy on getting rid of thoughts that don't serve. Vetiver. For pain, we use wintergreen and black pepper. So wintergreen is actually a part of the bark from aspirin. Aspirin is used from willow bark.
Oh, willow, yes.
So the same compound in wintergreen is the same thing. So in modern society, we're like, oh my God, let's take this compound and we're just going to make a bunch of it and we're going to sell it for money and everybody's going to buy it and we're going to be a millionaire. And then now there's all the side effects because they just mass produced it without caring.
Mm.
And now everybody's taking aspirin, where the natural way to get rid of pain is with this wintergreen or this tree bark, the wintergreen tree bark that's in the wintergreen. And we mix it with black pepper because black pepper opens up all the capillaries. Think about when you're smelling pepper or you're cooking with pepper and you sneeze, it opened up all the capillaries in your nose and that's what made you sneeze. So when you mix wintergreen and black pepper together, now you're opening up your pores and you're getting the aspirin, the salicylic acid, right into your cells so that you can decrease inflammation and decrease pain.
So the black pepper is an essential oil, not the stuff you grind on your food.
Same thing.
No. But
Same thing.
So you might get a little bottle of wintergreen, but you'd use the black pepper from the kitchen cupboard. That's my question.
Yeah, you could do whatever you want. So you could have wintergreen and diffuse that into the air, but then also cook your food with black pepper. So now you're still getting the benefit.
Right. I didn't know that. I had no idea about black pepper.
Yeah, you could get creative with it. You don't have to go buy a black pepper essential oil and then mix it with wintergreen. But you can make anything into an essential oil. You could buy anything as an essential oil, and you could also eat it. But I don't really like eating essential oils is not it's not a good idea because it's so purified in compounds. It's too potent to really eat, even though some people do. But this is the controversy of essential oils, is that some people went overboard with the essential oils and then it made them very toxic on the inside. So there are people that will use, I use lavender essential oil, lavender extract, and put it in my coffee or in my matcha. But it's hard to find the right grade, and it's hard to really measure how much you're putting in because yeah.
Because
So
even one
Yeah.
drop would be very strong. You would have to dilute it, wouldn't you? And then, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
For depression, we have ylang and orange. Ylang brings out your inner child and your inner fun spirit to be creative. And orange just brightens your mood. It's an orange. So you could mix it together. You could have one or the other.
Mm.
But I have heard, sorry, can you guys hear the motorcycles that just went by? Or you can't?
No.
No, you can't? Okay, good. Good. Okay. So even eating an orange, it doesn't even have to be the essential oil, can brighten your mood.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
And so ylang brings out a more creative inner child. If you just want to paint, if you want to spend the night in doing your creative things or knitting, ylang is good to bring out that spirit in you too. Acne, tea tree and manuka. I was having acne bad, I think like a year ago, and I was testing myself and manuka came up. And then I had to research, what is this? And I was like, oh, it actually does work. And I ended up putting it on my skin. It's from honey. It's a type of honey. It's not manuka honey, but it's a different branch.
I know.
And it worked very well. Tea tree, it gets rid of the bacteria because acne is more of a bacteria and dirt, oily grime. And it cleans the surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know a lot of these already?
Not the way you're describing their uses. Perhaps no other uses, but yeah, so it's interesting.
Same
Good.
here.
Good. I didn't want to just keep repeating the same things, you know. I wanted to make sure. Good.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Leaky gut. So I put leaky gut. So if you're having a very fast stomach or you got the runs or you're bloated, ginger and peppermint is the way to go. Ginger settles the stomach and it will also reduce inflammation around your stomach area, as well as peppermint aids in the digestion. It stimulates the cells. So peppermint's very bright. It gets you awake, right? Peppermint, if it's minty. So that's what it does to the stomach. It awakens the stomach to digest. It's like, hey, let's digest, wake up. Same thing, peppermint. Same with ginger. It wakes you up. So this is what helps move things through the stomach. It's more spicy. But it also has a very settling component. Bronchitis, eucalyptus, and thyme. This should be a C.
Bronchitis as well.
Oh, yeah, bronchitis, yeah.
And then lavender on the next line.
Yes, where else can you get me? I don't see anything else.
Funny.
Yeah. You could tell it was a busy week, right?
But to be changed before you send them out.
There you go, yeah. So for bronchitis and any type of cold, we have eucalyptus and thyme is very good for that. Eucalyptus is good for any sort of stepping further into health in general. Have you ever smelled eucalyptus before?
Yes.
Yeah.
And for blood pressure, we have Rosemary herself here.
Who has no problem with blood pressure.
But also good helps with memory and thickening the hair as well. All of these have a bajillion things to help with, but these are the most basic and potent ways to use nature.
Did you say
And also,
for thickening hair?
yeah, it thickens your hair, rosemary. Yes. So the best to put, what I do is in my shampoo, I add tea tree and the rosemary together, and I just add a couple drops in each. And tea tree also takes, so tea tree, well, I'll get into tea tree later because I have some of the science and the spirituality of a couple of them on the way down. But tea tree is used to get rid of bacteria. So it's a great cleaning agent. Tea tree has also been used for fleas on animals.
Oh yes, yeah, and
So if
on,
you're
and nits on children.
yeah. So it's very good at deterring negative energy away. So we also use tea tree in getting away of negative spirits around or negative energy that has been put on you by other people. It's all in the same category. So if fleas are annoying, negative people are annoying. It's the same thing. So I use tea tree oil to cleanse the spirit body and the physical body at the same time in the shower. You see how it mixes together?
Yes.
When I was in college, I had a roommate with a male cat, and I had the male cat, and he had the female cat, but it was just a kitten. And accidentally, she got pregnant. She was way too young to be pregnant, and she got pregnant. So I ended up raising all these little kittens and helping her birth. I didn't really help. I mean, it just happened in front of me, right? I can't help. And they all ended up getting fleas. Like immediately. And I didn't want to put that poison on them. They're just babies. So I used tea tree oil just around their bed and just to help get rid of the fleas. So it really does work. Infections. Yes.
Until recently, if I had to choose one, I couldn't have anything else. But for my health, it would have been tea tree oil. Because it has so many uses. So many.
Yes.
I read a whole book about it once.
Yes. Let's see. Infections. Chronic infections are a really big problem in society, like chronic UTIs, leading to kidney infections. That's a big one. And the biggest fighters are oregano and thyme. I take oregano oil maybe like once a week in a pill form. I just find it to be really potent. It's just because I did have a bladder infection, I think like a year ago. So I'm just I don't want to have a problem later on because infections can just keep coming back.
Oh, okay.
Once you do have them. So that's very potent with any sort of infection, even a viral infection, any infection. Oregano oil is really amazing.
So
and I said, you can, COVID is separate. COVID is,
it's not viral. Is it not viral?
No, COVID is a virus. So oregano oil can be used for that, but with COVID, what's been popping up is elderberry.
Oh, you said that to me one time.
Elderberry and using nasal iodine spray to clean out the mucosa because it's transmittable via the face. And something else. I'm going to check right now. There's one more thing.
Yeah, you said it to me one day when we were chatting, and it kind of went out of my head. I didn't follow through on the iodine.
Oh, and vitamin D.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Those are the big because
yeah,
we're not outside. as much, but elderberry. Echinacea is really good for immunity, but not with the COVID
Yes.
virus.
Yes.
It doesn't work good with this COVID. It's elderberry is the answer.
Mm.
If you're going to buy elderberry, don't get the gummies. Get real elderberry.
Yeah. The actual fruit.
Well, yeah, you can get the actual fruit, but or the tea, or a tincture of it. But now that COVID is out, they're just mass producing it too, and they're making like gummies that are just full of
I know
fillers.
Yeah.
Oh, a big thing if you're going to take any sort of supplement, just a clause, if you're going to take any sort of supplement and you take it and you notice that your pee is bright yellow after you take a supplement, your body just peed it out. It didn't like it. It's just full of fillers.
Oh, is that what causes the bright yellow? Oh.
Yep. So it's all fake stuff. It was a sign. It makes sense. So if your body actually absorbed it, your pee wouldn't be bright. Yeah. Diabetes, we have cinnamon and holy basil. Basil helps with the adrenal glands and stress, which helps with blood sugar regulation. So if you're stressed out and you're eating a lot of sugar, you feel like you're in a more stressed out state, it's a season for you to be stressed out. It's time for you to incorporate basil. Even put basil on your pizza. It doesn't even have to be breathing in basil essential oil. Okay, or cook with basil. Diabetes, cinnamon is great for blood sugar handling and not having that spike, which we talked about last month. Sugar handling. And so instead of when you eat something with some sugar, instead of the spike going up and then crashing down, it will just be more balanced. It helps regulate.
And which oil is that?
Cinnamon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could get the cinnamon essential oil as well, or a cinnamon candle. Insomnia, not being able to sleep, is chamomile and lavender. I just ordered some chamomile and lavender tea so that I can ease into sleep better instead of just like, okay, I need to sleep now. And it's like, I can't just do that. You have to slowly get into.
Yeah. I have organic chamomile tea every night before I go to bed.
Oh yes,
Organic
I'm excited because
from Egypt as well. It's kind of just excites me that it's organic chamomile tea from Egypt.
Ooh,
kind of exotic.
Where'd you get that from?
Our local health food shop is run by some people from New Zealand, and it's called Manuka Whole Foods, like Manuka in the honey.
Huh. I have to go on the hunt for that and find something because that sounds so good.
Yeah.
It probably tastes a lot better than the chamomile, than the regular chamomile.
I think I liked when I got it as a freebie there when they were celebrating their 10th anniversary or something. And it leaves, if you notice that you don't quite drain the cup. And then in the morning, you can see a little rim of green around the bottom. And I'm thinking, yes, this is real. It's not the dust off the factory floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So chamomile and lavender, as well as transitioning you into a relaxed state, it also transitions your stomach into a more relaxed state if your stomach's in overdrive. If you're having anxiety, same thing.
Yeah.
Adrenals is rosemary and holy basil as well. Rosemary.
Yep.
You're good for everything, rosemary.
I have 2 big bushes outside my house. They're outside my house, not inside.
All right, I'm going to go through some. So let's see. We did the tea tree oil. It's also called molecula. And this is the oil. Yeah, it's the oil of energetic boundaries. So it helps with imbalances in relationships. clearing out negative energy, negative spirits, microorganisms in the physical body as well. Just cleaning out your body. And I'll send this to you so you can read through and
Thank you.
in more detail. Yeah. So we also have the oil of loyalty, which is coriander oil, which is also, guess what? Cilantro.
Well,
So
we don't have
coriander.
cilantro in England.
What?
But it's coriander.
Really?
It's called coriander. We don't.
Well,
Yeah. If you call it cilantro, but we call it coriander.
Oh, so you guys already knew that. I was trying to.
Also coriander.
Yeah, that's
So-
funny. Yeah.
So we have a lot of EMFs. We have a lot of toxic. Well, we do not as much. Like we have more in America than you guys. We have more power plants and pollution and people dumping things into water and the EMFs, 5G. It's desensitizing our senses. So our sense of smell isn't as good anymore. And as you get older, you lose your sense of smell because those little cells in the nose, right? They were hanging out like this, picking up the compounds. They're just not as good. So we use coriander, even the herb that you would shake into your food, or the oil or cilantro to detox your senses so that you can smell and taste food better and get more out of it. So when you eat something, the sense, tasting food is very important to digestion. When you taste an orange, it sends a signal to your brain to produce digestive enzymes in your stomach. There's an importance to actually, the pleasure and taste of food is also very mechanically important to the body. So when we lose our sense of taste and our sense of smell, we end up not digesting food properly. So it's really good to smell food before you eat it too, and to fully enjoy it.
Gosh.
Just think about a lemon. Just think about a lemon. What does it taste like? Did you produce that sourness in the side of your cheeks? Right?
Not quite. No, not quite.
Maybe I didn't give you enough time to think about a lemon.
Yeah.
Well, if you really did think about a lemon, you would start to salivate the sour enzymes in your mouth. It would happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the spirituality. Yeah.
Sorry, that coriander is also good. It's also good to detox the heavy metals.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Heavy metals.
Oh, right.
All the environmental things that get put on us. So the coriander is the oil of loyalty in a spiritual sense. It helps you to think outside the box and to take the road less traveled. That's being more loyal to yourself more than anything. It stops the needing of acceptance of others and living from your true self. So being loyal to yourself. It always starts with being loyal to yourself, and then you can be loyal to other people. So now I have the oil of boundaries and clove oil. So it doesn't have to be the oil. It can be the spice that you could put in anything. We use this for women who have been abused or victimized in a sense, and it allows one to regain their boundaries in a relationship. Not the energetics, it's more of being able to say no to things, to realize that you are the star of your own show in your own life. And clove is produced in the autumn, and this is a time of empowerment, of becoming more of yourself in relation to the group.
Mm.
It goes with the seasons. So this clove, if you break down the compound, it has a yellow tinge to it, and it actually goes to the solar plexus. And that's what makes you be more confident and able to say no. You see how mixed science and spirituality are just, they're hand in hand together. The flowers that you ingest, the food that you eat creates the state of being that you are. And if you're missing a color, if you're missing if you're missing a certain color out of all the chakras, then you're not going to be able to fully embrace that emotional and spiritual part of yourself. Along with clove, we have nutmeg oil, very similar to clove. This is nutmeg is the oil of empowerment. So nutmeg is actually sabidine, which is a mix of, who cares? Nutmeg is a mix of carrot oil and black pepper oil mixed together. That is nutmeg.
Is it?
Interesting, right? Yes.
Well, but a nutmeg is a little nut, isn't it? I've grated nutmegs.
But it's the compound itself inside.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So when you get down to the plant, there's all these different compounds. So it's just like mixing dog breeds, right? But they have different genes of different, you would never know that they were related to each other.
Okay. In
a very compound chemical way. So carrot oil is orange and black pepper is black. And remember I said black pepper opens up capillaries?
Yes.
So this is what opens up the sacral chakra, the orange chakra, the creative chakra, to own your own feelings in relationship to other people. That is the definition of empowerment, owning how you feel. So that's why the orange and the black, we're opening up the sacral chakra. See, everything really, every time I look into it, it makes sense on the energetic, spiritual level. And when we get to fall season, I'm testing, everybody needs nutmeg. Everybody needs nutmeg. And fall is the time when everybody feels very relationship oriented. It's Libra season and everybody's like, this is me, this is you. How do you feel? And it's a time to celebrate other people. And that's when this oil pops up a lot. It's fascinating to me.
So you sprinkle it on coffee?
Yeah. Or you could bake with it. Or chai.
I've only ever used it in something. And not for years. Not for years and years and years. Yeah. Yeah.
So do you guys work at the computer a lot, right?
Yes.
No, I'm on the phone.
So you're like this. So anyone that's on the computer a lot, like hunching forward like this, I always suggest lemon oil, the oil of focus. So lemons make you feel clear. They're very cleansing in general. So when we're leaning forward, we're trying to focus. When we lean forward, we're focusing on the future and creating the future. That's why we're leaning forward. So when we use the lemon essential oil, either you get a lemon tea, something like that, it helps create your focus forward without actually having to lean forward. Catch my drift? Yeah. So it helps to not lean forward. So you feel focused, but upright. You don't have to put so much effort into focusing because the lemon is actually helping you focus and you don't have to lean forward. It also makes you happier. It's like orange, it's uplifting. It helps you become present and to open your third eye, to listen to your own intuition in the present moment. Let's see. We have a couple more. I'll just go through them a little bit quicker but we did get a late start too. Marjoram oil is the oil of connection. Marjoram. Thank you.
I have a garden full of it. It grows everywhere from one
Oh,
little.
you're so lucky.
Mm,
It's the oil of connection. It's all about being very comforting and having your angels comfort you and learning how to trust.
mm,
Trust
mm,
yourself and trust other people.
mm.
Now, this is the confidence, and I have it right here. It's so funny because I'm always like, let me smell this before I do this. It's cassia, the
Cassia,
oil of what is it?
assurance.
Self-assurance. No, I thought you were saying cassia
No,
different. No, the oil of
no, I wasn't.
self-assurance.
No,
So confidence,
Mm,
confidence. Works. It's Chinese cinnamon. So it smells just like cinnamon.
mm. Oh, okay.
Do I seem more confident now?
Oh dear.
And this also helps with upright posture
Yes.
because when you're more confident, you're upright.
Mm.
And I also have some of the muscles listed here just because when I'm working on people, it correlates with activating that muscle. So for the heart, to increase heart vitality in general, we use thyme, the oil of forgiving.
Mm.
It unlocks trapped feelings to allow for forgiveness.
I must tell my niece about this. She has a great problem.
A what problem?
A really big problem with her parents. She left home at 16 and she's now 42 and she still hasn't forgiven them, you know, and it's weighing her down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3. A couple more, just 4 more.
Mm.
Okay. Or 5 more. Pine, the oil of perfectionism. Releasing the need to be perfect.
Mm.
I'll keep going. Lemongrass, the oil of cleansing.
Mm.
They actually use lemongrass for hoarders. They'll put it in a hoarder's house to help them not hold on to the old. That's what hoarding is they have trouble letting go of things. So lemongrass allows you to let go. It's a very powerful cleanser, physically, chemically, emotionally, and spiritually. The Chinese usually use it at the end of their dinner to just clean their palate.
Mm.
It helps one to commit to a healing path where change is a regular occurrence. So letting go is a natural process that needs to constantly keep happening, right? So we need to keep cleaning ourselves, right? Just like we take a shower every day, we need to keep cleaning. And with hoarding, it's like, okay, we don't want to clean, we don't want to let go. Same thing. Lemon myrtle oil. This is what I said in the beginning with anxiety. It clears the mind. It's uplifting. It's an anxiety killer. I have personally had a friend call me up, say I'm having like really bad anxiety. I pulled out the oil. I drove over to her house and let her smell it and just relax. Works very well. Worked very well. Valerian herb and oil. This is also for anxiety. You can take. I have the tincture in my cabinet for when I'm having trouble sleeping, or I feel very restless at night. It's not something that you would use every night because nature is not intended to use that way. You're only supposed to use it for a certain period of time. You don't have to use it so consistently. They don't want you to become dependent. Like nature doesn't want you to become dependent on it. So it's not meant to be an every night thing like that. But it is potent. And here is balsam fir, the Christmas tree that helps with immune system and coughing. It is the oil of inspired actions. So when we're inspired to act, our mind and our soul are connected to each other. They're integrated. So we make good choices to move from our heart space, and that's Christmas time.
Mm.
And this is also very good for the immune system. And if you have a cough.
Mm.
All right. Last but not least, goldenrod, the oil of earthy liberation. I personally use this one because I broke my foot 3 times and I have some, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the same foot too. Yeah, and it wasn't of my doing. I messed up once, but then it was people around me accidentally hurting me the other 2 times. So it's not like I'm a klutz or something like that. It just was a series of unfortunate circumstances. But so this goldenrod sends blood into the feet, blood into the lower 3 chakras, clearing out the lower 3 chakras. And it's it's amazing. So when I was first testing myself in goldenrod and I ordered it and I smelled it, I immediately felt blood rush all the way down into my feet.
Wow.
Yes. Very potent. This is also to increase your libido. So be careful with that.
Thank you.
Just so you know. Just so you're expecting. Well, if you increase the circulation in your lower body, what's going to happen, right? Yes.
I think I'm going to cross that off.
It also releases all the energetic blocks, though, in the lower 3 chakras, which is really good. It helps you feel grounded. Goldenrod, like a goldenrod into the ground.
Yeah.
Feel secure in the moment.
I think I feel pretty grounded. Thank you.
Excuse me, do you use exactly this brand which is on the picture, or which one? Goldenrod,
I use
exactly, I mean.
No, I didn't use this brand. Young Living.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember which brand I have for that one.
Oh, okay.
I always, every time I'm looking up a different, there's not one that I always choose.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's just another list, a general list. Chamomile for relaxation, rose hips for clear skin, cinnamon's not really focused. Grapefruit for balance and weight loss. Grapefruit is good. And any questions? I was going to test you guys to see exactly what oil would be most beneficial to you, or if you have any symptom that you would like to clear up with an oil, I could test you guys. And also, if you have any questions about anything.
Maybe only the recommendation of your favorite brand, or what's the key when you choose the brand or the oil?
It depends on what you're using it for. That's the problem. I always go for a higher quality, a more expensive brand when shopping at a store or online if I'm going to be taking a bath with it, because that is going to go right into my bloodstream right away. If I'm just going to diffuse it around the house, I don't have a problem with random brands, but I always make sure that it's not the cheapest one and that it has good ratings and there's no other fillers in it. And you could read it and make sure. And you can also look up each farm. There's so many. And there's not one that I've just been like, this is the one, because I do see really good ones and they're just like stupidly overpriced. So
Yeah. And what's your opinion about MLM brands of oils?
What's that?
MLM, multi-level marketing, like doTERRA and so on and so on.
I think that they are overpriced but good quality, and that you could still find
Mm.
better quality, like locally.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of mine is just from the
I
local
feel
stores around here.
yeah, I feel it. I feel it exactly the same because I used to use the doTERRA mostly, and now I try to choose maybe smaller brands but high quality.
Mm.
Okay, thank you.
Local is best if you can find a small store, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Organic is best, though, isn't it?
yeah,
Yes.
Really. And it's very hard to find organic essential oils. Actually.
Yeah. That's
Mm.
why I suggest diffusing it in the air instead of putting it on your skin for most part.
Mm.
yeah. Because I think at
Mm.
MLM, multi-level marketing, brands, oils, and so on, it's the big risk that they that huge production of the bottles and so on, they
Yes.
somehow need to lower the quality sometimes. Maybe the customers are used to use that oils and
Mm.
the increasing volume is such big so that it's maybe problem of I feel it like this. So
Well, and the suppliers probably are being pushed to do it at a lower price, and so they're cutting the quality at that end.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Whenever you get to bigger groups of people, there's more room for
Mm.
greed. And
Mm.
that's why small towns, smaller shops, and in your local herb stores would have the best answers.
Mm.
Because it's more heart-centered and small business.
Mm. Yes. Hmm.
Any other questions?
No, I need to spend some time going through your slides again now and looking at my notes and thinking, what am I going to do first in all of this?
It was perfect as always.
Yes.
Really, I really like.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really like it,
Do
that
you-
overview and also that symbolism of the sacred geometry, how the spirals and so on. It was perfect. Thank you a lot.
Yes. Yes.
You're
You've made-
welcome.
Yes, you've made me think about things in a very different way. So thank you. Yes.
Yeah, naturally healing.
Yeah,
Do you
and
guys
also
want me to test you for oil that would be most beneficial for you at this time?
If you can suggest the oil, yes, please.
Let's see. Rose.
Okay.
Molecular. Tea tree.
Non-molecular.
Yeah, tea tree.
Molecular.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about your idea of tea tree and rosemary, putting it in my shampoo would be a good idea.
at the beginning, you exactly said if you had to choose one, it
I
would.
did.
Yeah, so
Your intuition's on point.
So I already knew.
you exactly knew it.
That means your intuition is good, so keep following
Yeah.
it.
So how many drops do you use then in like,
And your shampoo bottle?
yeah, and how big is your shampoo bottle? Yes. I know.
Well, you're not ingesting it, so it's not really a big deal. Just make sure you test it on your skin first
Yeah.
before you put it in the bottle. Make sure you're not allergic to it in any way. You never know what's going to be in a bottle because they can put some additives that are not even on the label. So go ahead and try it on a piece of skin and then go ahead and add it to your tolerance. It's not going to be toxic. I would start with a smaller,
Yeah.
depends on the bottle size.
Yes.
And how much you're going to put in your hair each time. I would do a smaller amount and then, I mean, a little goes a long way.
Yes. Sure. Yeah.
And then if you want to increase, you can increase it slowly. Better safe than sorry.
You're right.
Did that help?
Definitely. Thank you.
I'm empowering you to make your own decision.
I think I already had. Thank you.
You ready, Saska? Let's see.
Yeah, let's see.
Neroli.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
my
Neroli
favorite.
balances Oh, it is your favorite?
Yeah, I like the smell.
Yeah, I like it too.
It balances your mind and body together. So it integrates yin and yang so that your thoughts are aligning with your body movement.
Thank you a
It's
lot.
very balancing. I love the smell too. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Mm.
I didn't use it for a longer time right now, but it's good to use. It's good to go back to neroli.
Yes,
Do you have some?
Yeah, I have one.
Oh, good.
I
Yeah.
haven't, but I had some years and years ago.
So next month, I have the power of self-reflection and how to just practices to aid in healing the more of the mind and the emotions of
Okay.
self-reflection for next month. If you guys are interested, I will send you a
Sure.
flyer with all the contents and everything like that.
Of course. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you really a lot. And
Yes. Yeah.
was
Okay.
to be in this nice company.
Yes. Thank you, Saskia. It was lovely to be with you both.
Yes.
Yeah.
See you guys soon.
Yeah. Okay. Take care then. Bye.